These words from Plato and Aristotle might just change how you see life. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle, incomplete until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Only the dead of war. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may better discover the peculiar bent of the genius of each. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that your inferiors govern you. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. Ignorance is the root and stem of every evil. I'm trying to think. Don't confuse me with facts. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Those who tell the stories rule society. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. There are three classes: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. When men speak ill of thee, live so that nobody may believe them. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. In politics, we presume that everyone who knows how to get votes knows how to administer a city or a state. When we are ill, we do not ask for the handsomest physician or the most eloquent one. Courage is knowing what not to fear. How can you prove whether at this moment we are sleeping and all our thoughts are a dream, or whether we are awake and talking to one another in the waking state? You should not honor men more than truth. The beginning is the most important part of the work. Necessity is the mother of invention. The object of education is beautiful. Death is not the worst that can happen to men. You're my star, a stargazer too, and I wish that I were heaven with a billion eyes to look at you. Character is simply habit long continued. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Musical innovation is full of danger to the state, for when modes of music change, the fundamental laws of the state always change with them. A house that has a library in it has a soul. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to persevere to the end in their nature and education. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Bodily exercise, when compulsory, does no harm to the body, but knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed, by the masses. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. A hero is born among 100. A wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. I would teach children music, physics, and philosophy. Most importantly, music, for the patterns in music and all the arts are the keys to learning. Writing is the geometry of the soul. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Love is the pursuit of the whole. If a man can be properly said to love something, it must be clear that he feels affection for it as a whole and does not love part of it to the exclusion of the rest. Some save as if they should live forever. Others spend as if they would die right away. A friend to all is a friend to none. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. Philosophy can make people sick. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Hope is a waking dream. To live is to do things, not to acquire them. To lead an orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. To perceive is to suffer. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Nature does nothing uselessly. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. Happiness is a state of activity. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. There is only one way to avoid criticism: do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. Without friends, no one would want to live, even if he had all other goods. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in the consciousness that we deserve them. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. The secret to humor is surprise. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. The only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. Anyone who has no need of anybody but himself is either a beast or a god. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. Whatever lies within our power to do, lies also within our power not to do. Happiness belongs to the self-sufficient. Any form of friendship is to live in conversation and company. You can't chase after money. You need to go toward them. For 2 years, a person learns to speak, and then for the rest of his life, he learns to be silent. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. In all things of nature, there is something marvelous. Comedy aims at representing men as worse, tragedy as better than in actual life. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Never sleep with someone who doesn't want to show up on the street with you. Whatever lies within our power to do, lies also within our power not to do. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children because they are more certain they are their own. Don't trust a wife who lets herself not trust you. Poetry is finer and more philosophical than history, for poetry expresses the universal and history only the particular. Through discipline comes freedom. Nothing destroys a person as much as prolonged inaction. He is his own best friend and takes delight in privacy, whereas the man of no virtue or ability is his own worst enemy and is afraid of solitude. Time crumbles things. Everything grows old under the power of time and is forgotten through the lapse of time. These aren't just quotes, they're reminders to live better, to think deeper, and to never stop learning.